Hey Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No.
Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
Hey guys, it's Corey here from Real Life Opinions. I'm just letting you know we had some technological difficulties with this last one. It looks like only one mic actually worked, and so one voice will be very dominant and the rest are going to be very quiet in the background. Should still be able to be heard, but I just thought I'd give you a warning before you sit through this one. But sit back, enjoy.
So kids, it's finally happening.
Fuck, Jeff opening again.
We're finally doing a Batman movie. Yay!
Yay!
We wouldn't do DC movies. This doesn't count.
Who said that? It was before I joined, because if I knew you said that.
We said we wouldn't do Marvel. We wouldn't do. Well,
Oh.
I don't think we said DC. We wouldn't do Marvel. We wouldn't do Star Wars yet because it opened up such a.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
How do you say that you're not going to do Marvel when you did Guardians?
Did you do Guardians?
We did do Guardians 3.
You hypocrites! Oh,
So, we're not doing a DC movie, just for the record, guys.
we're doing a Christmas movie.
That Christmas movie is.
Batman Returns.
Which just happens to be a DC movie.
It was DC back when DC was a movie company, though.
It was when DC was still good.
It was just Warner.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. You're just pushing buttons. You know that. Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you remember Steel or Superman 4 that came, like, before and after this. Like, there were two good DC movies in that time. Batman and Batman Returns.
They were the only two good Batman movies.
Well, this is like, what year is this? 91? 92?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I'm going to give this ranking out of Batman's. That's how I'm going to rank this movie, okay?
Oh.
But in case we're going to have to
So
do...
when we finally start to figure you out, you change up the fucking formula.
So, okay. So, in that sense, we would rank it as Batman actors, not Batmans. So, this is a Keaton and half a Kilmer. A Keaton and one half a Kilmer.
Keaton was by far the best.
No, just like,
Well, it has to be.
It's like a 75. If it's like
If it's a Ben Affleck, it's 100. Yeah. Oh, I'm with you on that.
I'm sorry, I love that.
Okay, so in that sense, what's a Kevin Conroy?
A 10 out of 10.
A Kevin Conroy and a Ben Affleck are very close.
No, you are incorrect.
But what's Keaton for you? If you
So-
say one, we are going to have
I was saying earlier, and I have to say this before you guys even go on, as I was saying earlier, and I stand by it, because I read it once and I stand by it, the only reason people say Keaton is the best Batman is because of nostalgia, not because of portrayal.
Arguably he's in the better, like, not for me, but some people would argue he's in the better movies. For me, the Nolan Batmans are better
Absolutely.
than the Burton Batmans,
Absolutely.
See, for me,
Okay.
So go figure.
For me,
In
it
that movie.
was the portrayal of Batman. I preferred Keaton over all the rest.
Wooden, stiff, and at least he didn't have Christian Bale's voice.
he
Oh,
can't
yeah.
turn his neck.
So yeah, I love that. And then it's just
Sure, make it easier to
if you were to rate Batman movies, regardless of era or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, so, and I would say you'd have to constitute where Batman is a major character.
Even Snyder's, because Snyder's the
So
worst.
yeah, but he's a major significant character. Realistically, Justice League was more about Batman and then filtered onto the rest. So
So, you're saying, oh, he can't turn his neck. I wasn't talking about the costume. I was talking about the character.
No, I in the character, he just had a soft voice. And
Kevin Conroy invented the voice.
Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman.
No.
Absolutely.
He invented the Batman having two different voices. Batman never had two different voices. Like,
Well, he whispered as Batman, like Michael Keaton did.
he dropped his voice, his tone. He says, "I'm Batman."
Yes, but not
Yeah.
like
Versus, I bought it when it was in Japan. Versus, I'm Batman. Like, not Christian Bale Batman, but he's like, who are you? I'm Batman. He changes his voice
Yeah,
a little. So.
it became a little breathy and a little deeper, but it wasn't dramatic and
It wasn't fucking gargling nails like Christian Bale.
Well, yeah, that was Christian Bale's. That was the only issue I had was the where did you go?
It breaks out in just this play on her face. It's literally the cat ears.
Oh, there's
I love the cinematography that Burton put into this. That
Is a camera wizard.
oh yeah.
Although, I mean, so is Snyder. Disney's two directors.
I think that's their best qualities of the two directors. But
I have to bring up the beginning of this movie. I really love the contrast because it's very similar to the beginning of the first Batman with the car going through the driveway. Like, it's like the origin of Batman in the first one. And it's the same score in this one with the penguin going through the sewer. I love that. Like, it's just like, here's our villain. But, you know, we're introing the same way we introed our hero in the last one.
It's funny how much they make fun of Danny Elfman as a composer, but he composed so much of the
Oh.
but it's not even funny. Everything Burton, basically.
He makes fun of Elf.
Even Family Guy, Star Wars.
Oh, fuck Family Guy.
Okay.
John Williams.
So I'm absolute total layman when it comes to scores. You know, I could tell you Williams, I can say Elfman, and there's probably two or three extra that I could say, oh, I recognize him because but I mean those are people that totally they transcend the layman person and everybody knows Elfman.
When you listen to a movie and you're just like you know who the composer is, that's perfection. Like that you are amazing at your job.
Ultimately, I also want to say when it comes to scoring and soundtracks, I don't think you should really know until you're like 30 or 40 and seen a lot of movies that you should really delve in, recognize this unless that's your thing. You know what I mean? Like, I've said this before. If you recognize the score, or no, sorry, let's rephrase that. If you notice the score, it's a bad score. You know, if you're watching a movie and you're taken away from the movie and you're listening to the music, it's not meshing. It's not connecting. And so I think after the fact, you walk out of the movie, oh my God, that was amazing. I think the score connects when you don't realize it's there.
A good score will create emotion inside.
And connect, and it'll blend in with everything.
The first Suicide Squad movie, the score took me out of that too many times. I really hated it because they were trying too hard at that time to be
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so like they had like this brooding score, and then every now and again they'd like.
I liked it, but it didn't connect it strong enough, you know, and that sort of thing. But back to this movie, I wanted to talk about the actors briefly. Okay, I think for the most part.
And we're never going to talk about actors the rest of this movie.
No, I just wanted to talk about this specifically now. How a lot of these actors absolutely killed it. They nailed it. It was so well cast. And these were actually kind of key roles for some of these actors. Like Michelle Pfeiffer. What did she do before this compared to how she was looked at after this?
Grease 2, yeah.
Grease 2, which she hated doing, and she was embarrassed that she did it.
Come on, she got to do it with Rex Manning, though.
Who's that?
She was a pretty big deal before this movie.
Was she?
But they did.
Oh yeah, Rex Manning. I forgot about that douchebag.
But they did actually state with this one too. Her character is Catwoman. She was a natural with that wig.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they showed. I saw a outtake where she whipped those heads off those mannequins, like bang, 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 bang.
This is both the best Catwoman, but also the worst because of like.
Nobody could compare to Kidman after this.
Like she.
Or Pfeiffer, sorry.
She an amazing performance here.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I think Pfeiffer is an underrated actress.
Yes.
I think
she did MCU after this. Well, not after this.
I hate iterations of Catwoman that have like a supernatural thing because that was kind of her whole thing was that she was just like Batman. It was just her skill.
Yeah.
But she was like a dark Batman, right? Like a.
Well, I mean,
Batman proxy because she was.
who had super?
Than anything else.
But that's why I don't like her as Catwoman.
Oh,
Like, that's the only thing about this Catwoman that I hate.
Was there a live portrayal of Catwoman that didn't have supernatural?
Yes,
Every
Anne
other one?
Hathaway, that's not...
Okay, okay. We can't
Never watched the Halle Berry one.
we can't go Adam
The
West.
Halle Berry one was 10 times...
Adam West was not comparable.
Eartha Kitt
Yeah,
had
I'm not
none.
treat.
Anne Hathaway did not have...
Oh, Anne Hathaway, yes, I loved her
Do we
portrayal.
have two conversations going on here?
No.
Okay. Zoe Kravitz didn't have...
Yeah. The in between.
So, Michelle Pfeiffer and Halle Berry are the only two with Supernatural, and I dislike that. But other than that, she is the perfect Catwoman.
Pfeiffer?
acts her ass
Pfeiffer?
off.
Well, I just think as an actress she's highly underrated. And I as a Catwoman, I think the supernaturalness is left ambiguous. Is she, or did she die, or did she whatever? I don't think there's not like Halle Berry's. Halle Berry's was amped up to the nines.
I didn't like...
I didn't mind it.
So didn't watch that.
It wasn't. I didn't mind it. It wasn't great, but I didn't mind it.
But that's the thing, like, with this one, now, like you said, did Pfeiffer's character actually die, or did it just
Trigger her psychosis.
Yeah.
She gets shot point blank on numerous occasions
But
in
she,
this show.
no, only at the end, and that's when she's actually died. Now, after that, did she actually die or not, or is it a different Catwoman? It never actually tells you.
On that note,
Fair enough.
I don't know how much Batman you've read through the comics. When did Catwoman become a real love interest to Batman? 60s, 70s?
No.
Or is it closer to the 80s?
Well, so you might not know this, but you guys know the character Huntress?
Yes.
There's
Which version?
the original version.
I don't know which one is the original.
There's the original 70s version from an alternate universe in which Catwoman and Batman have a kid. And
That's
Huntress.
okay. That's one of the versions I knew of. Yeah.
So, like, Catwoman's been a love interest for
Okay.
decades prior.
Okay. Yeah, I was just it's something I always wondered because I know it was this one that really sent it down that road, and I think was it Tom King did the modern was it 4 or 5 years ago he wrote the graphic novel that they got married.
That was a good...
I really liked it personally.
Did you ever read the episode or the issue Double Date where?
Yeah, I love that one. It was one of my favorites. It's like Lois Lane, Selena Kyle, Batman, and Clark, Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent. It's hilarious. It was a great. It's one of those beautiful fillers
Yeah.
in a comic book that satisfies you.
What did you think about the one thing I didn't like about Gotham, the TV series, is they took everything that you found out that was happening to him as an adult and they gave it to him as a kid.
Yeah.
So like the love interest of Selena Kyle, he was like 9 years old when they met. I'm like,
Yeah, I love the series because of how they presented it, but in a certain sense. But it's what they do with TV series. They take the Smallville. They took all the adult Superman stuff and made it young. CW did the same thing and whatever. And
Smallville was like, I don't want to say perfection, but like for what it was near perfection.
what I like about things like Smallville is that it was its own continuity. And then you could do that because we forgot about future Superman because it didn't matter because the show was going to end before that, and it lived in its own.
which is funny because so many people are like, oh, why didn't you become Superman this stupid? I'm like, it's because that's not the point.
Exactly, right? And that's where I think, not having continuity between TV shows, cartoons, and movies, that is very problematic.
And now Gunn wants to tie everything in.
I know, and I don't like that. And I think what's one of Marvel's problems now is where do we go now? Oh, we've done this, and now they're floundering, trying to find. We did the A stories of all the great characters, and now they're trying to get the C and D stories in, and no one's really as interested, even though they may be good films.
Marvel. We got to do a should it die for Marvel because Marvel should have stopped it.
We shall see once they do Fantastic Four if they can revive the series, but yes, otherwise it is dead.
So Corey, you talk about
this movie.
Corey, you talk frequently about Heath Ledger not being the Joker character. Now, Danny DeVito, perfect casting for the Penguin.
Yes.
Oh, he was.
But this is not.
Oh God, let me speak. I am bipolar with Danny DeVito in this. Again, it was what I was leading into. Michelle Pfeiffer was my first comment. Danny DeVito was going to be my second. I struggle with Danny DeVito in this. And that's not because he did a poor job. He did an awesome job, an excellent job. He did a fantastic job, but I was such a fan of Taxi. I was such a fan of his prior work. And
Cuckoo's Nest.
yeah, Twins. Twins is after this. But I mean, it was just like, I struggled for some reason. That was the weak point for me. But that's totally subjective.
But this Penguin is, and there's no denying it, this is Tim Burton's vision of the Penguin.
I love that.
Yeah.
This is the only version of this Penguin. Penguin is not supposed to be some circus freak that lived in the sewer.
Oh yeah.
He's supposed to be like a crime boss.
Yeah.
He's not a crime boss in this. He's a circus freak.
Wasn't he actually rich in this one, or like rich in the comic books, but bored?
I don't know if he was.
He did become mayor. That did happen. Like Gotham, actually, again, Gotham did a great job with was it Robin Lord Taylor?
Oh, they made the Penguin famous in this, in the Gotham, Gotham. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, he was so good.
They gave Penguin credibility,
Yeah.
where he was always kind of comic buffoonery. He had a shooting umbrella. Other than Burton and Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if buffoonery, like in the comic books, he's not total buffoonery, I want to say. There was definitely a period of the 70s and the 60s it was buffoonery.
Yeah.
But they all were in the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
All the Batman villains were, right?
True.
Like, Laura, I would imagine, like, he's probably one of your favorite parts of this. Is he not? Am I out to lunch here?
What, Danny DeVito in this
Yeah.
one?
No.
No.
I would have thought that, like, gruesomeness that you would just...
There's that factor, but I found him to...
Comic booky.
Yeah.
He's not a comic book actor.
I was taken back too by the half penguin metamorphous circus freak thing.
Right.
I was taken aback with that.
And
So.
I think with this one too is, they give such character to Keaton and they give such character to Pfeiffer, and then you got him and he's just very...
He's pretty two-dimensional.
Yeah.
I agree. He tries to draw that emotional family let me go kind of thing, but they didn't do enough with his previous family to support that emotional connection that they were going for.
And there's too much of the...
By the way, it's snowing. Christmas
Right.
movie.
Oh, you mean... and the tree that they shot up too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even this scene where he's going into the cemetery, and you already know he already knew who his parents were long before all this. But it's too. He makes him too dramatic, and it's just too. You can. The acting is right in your face.
That's
Yeah.
what Tim Burton was going for.
Oh, I totally get that.
Oh, yeah, he's...
But that's not Danny DeVito, so for him to do that, it just
I
threw me
hate
off.
how hypocritical I am sometimes.
Yeah, you hit it.
We all are.
It's true. But, I mean, like I said, Tim Burton gave them their own characters. Cool. Yet Snyder gives his own characters and everybody hates him.
See, and
Not everybody.
so that's my other issue with. Sorry, I'm going back to him too.
No, go
That's
ahead.
my other issue with, because I did read the comics. I did read the comics. The Penguin,
She'll stab you.
right? And
Right,
I don't need him. I got him on my fingers here. But the Penguin was never dirty.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
No, he was people voted him to be the mayor.
Yeah.
Which it did happen in this movie. They put that in there.
They
but
were-
that was terrible.
But they were But they didn't actually make him mayor. They were going to until Batman screws it up.
Or whatever, yeah.
Right? But yeah, he wasn't dirty. He wasn't.
A freak.
Yeah. Oh no, he was always a freak, but he wasn't dirty.
I really enjoyed Burgess Meredith's portrayal of him, actually. So
it's not strong enough of a memory. What I do, on a side note, Penguin in the Arkham Asylum video games has a glass embedded in his face is his monocle, which it is badass, and I think, I love the fact that you said that, Corey, because the fact that he invented these characters for himself, for Burton.
But and that's the other thing too. Penguin is known for his monocle.
Yeah.
You see him use it once.
Yeah.
So, it throws me off a little bit.
The other thing about the guy in Gotham is he wasn't fat. Because that Penguin was always fat.
But yet, they logically defined everything that the Penguin is in that through the story and the arc of his character, and I love that. And then I think to build on what you said, and I think that's a problem. Why people didn't do it here, but they did it with Snyder. It's the thing. It's like everybody criticizes the character that's not theirs.
Hence why I said Keaton equals nostalgia.
Yeah, and that's right. Like, I like Keaton, you less so. I love Snyder, you less so.
I have a theory about this. I've got a theory about this. Why people get so upset now. There's a mania now. People have taken ownership over these characters. Back when this was released, there was a slight mania about it, but like there wasn't the ownership like there is now. Like it was just like, that was a good movie, that was a bad movie. Nobody was just like, oh, I hated this portrayal of Batman, right? That's not how people thought in the 90s. That was not in the zeitgeist. Now people have taken ownership of creators. We've created these massive fandoms, right? And it's partially fueled by like boredom of the masses, oversaturation, keyboard warriors. Like everywhere you turn, you can see this media now.
I'm nodding agreeingly to all he's saying right now.
Didn't exist when this movie came out, right? You'd have like a comic book tie-in and some McDonald's toys, and that was like the last.
People that hated it had nowhere to say it, and they just whatever. Okay, I'm not going to watch it anymore.
Watch the movie, right?
I know. As a guy like me who loves to write out my opinions, go figure. Can't imagine why I want to start something like this, right?
Yeah.
That was mainly Jeff's idea, but anyway.
Blame me.
Yeah. Anyway, but as a guy like me who's highly opinionated, I miss not having message boards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, wrestling was fantastic before the dirt sheets.
No, before I forget about this, can we just talk about Christopher Walken?
Oh, he was my third one. He is so overrated.
His in this drives me nuts.
It's ridiculous.
I think as an actor, he's overrated. He has one degree of Christopher Walken.
And I can honestly say, too, the first time I ever watched this movie, and I was a kid, I thought he already had plastic surgery.
His skin looks unreal in this movie, doesn't it? It's bothersome.
Who is he?
And now, you both know how I feel about this. But
No.
Matt is his character's name, and he's not from the comics.
But you both
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say.
Not from the comics. This was a fun fact.
Did he ever deal with Falcone?
So,
Burton. Go ahead.
No.
Sorry. Fun fact.
This was supposed to be Harvey Dent.
Okay, Falcone would be much funner, but okay.
See, Corey and Jeff will know where I'm going with this one. The way that Christopher Walken looks like, he looks like a fucking Ken doll.
He looks so artificial and whatever. Yeah. Harvey Dent. Oh, that was Lando.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be him in this too.
Yeah. And what happened?
I don't know.
I think Billy D didn't want to do it.
Well, Billy D wanted to come back and do Two-Face in the third one.
Yeah.
If Burton would have stuck around, he would have been Two-Face in the third one, right?
Yes.
I think that they changed the story too much that it couldn't be Two-Face. Or perhaps they decided, oh, there's too many villains, and then they're just like, well, he's still a villain in this, right?
I'm going to throw a little ugly under this conversation. When did Superman Lives enter the the timeline.
After this one.
It was after this.
97-ish was when they were like.
So somehow Burton got distracted by that thing that we avoided.
I think when Burton dropped out of the third one, that's when Superman Lives
Came about, and then Burton went off to do something else even more. Okay, no, that was just a curiosity thing.
What, you don't want to see Nick Cage fighting a giant spider?
I already did. That was the lowest part of the Flash movie. Lower than the fact that Ezra Miller is a douchebag.
Was there a giant spider in the background?
Oh, you didn't see it yet?
Did you not watch the Flash?
Oh my god.
No, I remember Nicolas Cage being in there.
Yeah, he was fighting a giant spider.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I remember.
He did his pose for the next scene, but he was fighting the giant spider.
Nicolas Cage made a comment saying that I went in, I did a pose for them. I had no idea they were going to do the spider thing or nothing. It's just like,
And he was kind of...
he almost seemed
actually
annoyed at
upset
it. Yeah.
how they did that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Christopher Walken's son in this. Like, he's also has an unnatural hair and unnatural forehead.
And he also looks like he's gone through plastic surgery.
Yeah, it's like
I think that's kind of the point. They're supposed to be such high whatever.
Meanwhile, I can't distract my focus off of Michelle Pfeiffer.
I know, even like looking half dead, she's still hot.
she's amazing in this movie. Like, I cannot gush over her enough.
And I have to say, at least, his son in this one, it doesn't look like he's wearing a horrible wig, but it is a horrible wig.
Yeah, it's a horrible.
But his face, again, looks fake, yes.
How did they both get such huge foreheads?
Well,
Genetics.
They have massive
Always had a
foreheads.
So they put a bald cap on him, and then they
I don't know, your forehead's pretty big.
Hey,
Not as big as mine, but...
That's because I'm going bald. I have a small forehead that's just really exposed.
Also, I just watched Michelle Pfeiffer in the 99 version of Midsummer's Night Dream.
Ooh.
Yes, she's really nice in that one, too.
Does she get a cat skin leather suit as well?
No, she doesn't get anything.
Well, I don't want
Anything.
I don't wanna-
She gets no costuming whatsoever.
Really?
There's several moments where she's not wearing
We
anything.
have to do some Shakespeare now.
It is not.
99 Michelle Pfeiffer, eh? I can get behind this.
It's a star-studded film.
I need to point this out too. At this just one scene in the movie, Donald Trump obviously had a major part to play in this with the gold-plated desk and chair.
Oh,
Well, Donald Trump at this time wasn't a supervillain, right? Like,
He was in Home Alone 2 the same year, I think. So
he was a good guy still, right? Like, everyone still
he
belonged.
pointed
But
down
his
where
whole
something was in the
decor-
hall.
But his whole decor is always gold.
I have a huge problem with this scene that we're at right now.
oh, I was just gonna say that too.
Yeah, like he teases the penguin with the fish, and then he's just like, "Oh, go downstairs for a mayoral candidate thing," while he's eating a raw fish. Like, who's gonna vote for this guy eating a fucking raw fish?
I think the shallow character development of somebody that can be manipulated by food.
Yeah. Well, he was raised in the sewer. but-
Well, I get that, but I mean,
But he wasn't raised in the sewer by the penguins. Remember, he did escape from the circus, according to this.
yes, because penguins are the national state animal of Gotham. Penguins.
Oh, that's an insightful fact that I didn't know.
Where is Gotham?
Yeah, so if the penguins live in the sewers in Gotham, Jeff, I'm still waiting for my Ninja Turtles.
But we've been chasing out the penguins. That's once we get the penguin problem under control, we work on the Ninja Turtles.
You've been promised me
Why do you
turtles
think
for
that?
years.
Why do you not think that ninjas haven't overtaken your house? It's because the Ninja Turtles have their spot and they attack the
It's
foot
like,
clan.
yeah, have you seen any foot soldiers?
Oh, who's that guy? Who's that guy? That's hand feeding a cigarette to the
I think
penguin.
that was Richie Rich's dad. He was like the guy from.
Who's she? Who's she? Another one of these. We've seen them in many movies.
In what was that vampire movie that we watched?
Lost Boys?
Yes, it was the guy from Lost Boys.
Oh!
There he is.
No.
That's not the
That is not Edward
Oh.
Herman.
I thought it was the guy from Lost Boys.
I can see it from that angle. It looks like him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
But
But
it's
now that I see him clearly, it's not him. Oh, the penguin.
Okay, I mentioned earlier about my issues I had with Danny DeVito. I don't want that to diminish at all that he did a phenomenal job.
He is so batshit crazy in here. Like, he's down with the crazy, like,
way up.
No, he did incredible job.
Throw a punch.
Okay.
Nothing like Batman beating up goons, right? Hey, you guys love the scene where they're all the clown people are there. The one guy's got the bazooka, the one guy's got the nunchucks, the knives, and then there's the girl with the dog. And he takes out everybody except for the girl with the dog.
He totally fucking killed that guy.
Yeah. No, there's about 150 deaths caused by Batman.
A lot of people say Batman doesn't cause deaths. They're the byproduct of what he did caused death. But no, he fucking killed that guy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He purposely burnt that one guy alive.
Yeah.
Didn't kill him.
Well, he
just like burnt him alive.
Put a stack of dynamite on the guy and pushed him down a chute. And he saw the explosion.
Can we agree, stiff neck or not, that Keaton Batman had the most comic accurate batsuit?
He did.
In its time.
For its time, yes, because Affleck's was perfect for Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank Miller.
If you look at, is it
Bale
Danny
never had
O'Neill?
anything.
If you look at the Danny O'Neill stuff, everything he does flows, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's the only thing about that that's not very accurate. Is like nothing flows about this costume.
Because it's made of rubber.
Yeah.
And actually, that is the one downside to this movie that I really bugged me is in the end when he takes his mask off and he rips it off.
Rip it off.
Yeah, and it's like it rips off the rubber and it's just like
Look at Catwoman standing behind explosions back before it was cool.
Meow.
Just climbing up a wall, no big deal.
And all of a sudden, she's wearing heels again.
We were talking off the air, our pet peeve about superheroines wearing heels. It doesn't even make any sense, does it?
It's not practical.
I mean, there's women out there that perform it brilliantly and that can maneuver exceptionally well in heels, but you cannot tell me that when it comes to athleticism and the manipulation of flips and whatever, that heels have any benefit whatsoever.
Like,
Specifically stilettos.
Who's more uncomfortable here? Batman or Michael Keaton in that rubber suit that he can barely fucking move in, or Michelle Pfeiffer in those bloody high heels?
I feel, my opinion, it was a lot of cuts. I feel she wasn't always in
She's
heels.
not wearing heels right now.
Yeah, I feel she wasn't always in heels, and they only put it in certain cuts.
It's like Lord of the Rings and the freaking Hobbit.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now, and I clearly saw that she had flat. Oh, she's back in heels there.
But they're shorter.
But he's always in the rubber suit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what is hers
He
made
said
out
it
of?
was hot, it
Pleather?
was uncomfortable when he had to go to the bathroom. It took him forever to take the suit off.
Oh,
Yeah, it was his advice to Christian Bale. Tell them to make a suit that they can go pee in.
Yeah.
Now, what is her suit made out of? Latex?
Pleather.
Pleather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it breathes any more than his, but it doesn't look as hot and heavy, right?
Yeah.
Have you
That's
ever
true.
worn pleather?
No, do I look like
sorry
the
to
kind
say
of
I
guy?
have.
I have.
It's very hot.
Wait, you're a
It
theater
is.
guy, though, so like I'm.
That was cosplay. That was my nerd stuff.
Mike can agree with me. That is hot.
It is. I mean, it's still airtight. You know. Yeah.
I think we can all agree that Keaton's got the bum deal out of this, right?
Had that truck not been there, he would have just fucking killed her too.
Yeah.
And she's
I feel like this is one of those moments where we gotta say, the movie's got a movie.
Where did the fucking kitty litter come from?
She
Like, that's not how they haul kitty litter.
Right, but
Wouldn't
she
it
even,
rain?
but she even states saved by kitty litter.
Oh, look at it. He's not totally invincible. This has always bugged me. This suit's bulletproof, yet she can put her fucking crappy.
They're sewing machine bobs.
Yeah.
She was feeling his abs, and she even said, "Oh, there it is," before she stabbed him.
How did the guns not penetrate his suit, but his fucking sewing machine bombs?
Actually,
It's like finding the sweet spot on T-Rex. You just know where to hit him.
okay. I don't know where to go with that one, but I was gonna say pressure per square inch, where one of those little sewing bobs has a needle point, so the puncture ability would be more than a bullet.
Oh, so now you gotta bring physics into this, eh?
Well, just
God damn it, we are not this smart. Stop it.
I do have to point out, I have never seen a sewing machine bobbin with nails on it like that.
well, no, but I know she did it. She got it off the sewing machine.
But I thought she did something with it after.
No, she actually picked
She
it
put
up
them on
and
her
put it
fingers.
Yeah.
like that.
She probably had to file him down off screen.
The first scene where she's dressed up as Catwoman too, she puts up her hand, there's no nails, and then she goes like this, and they like pop out like that.
Yeah. I would expect what would be more accessible for would be guitar picks, metal guitar picks for your fingers.
Right?
That would make sense.
How would you attach those?
And then there's this scene where he totally gropes her.
Oh, he is.
I have
I've
some.
never been so disgusted by a character as I have with the Penguin. Like, literally, he is such a disgusting pig.
Slime, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he just makes my skin crawl. Can we talk about this problem with him going for the mayoral candidate after they established in the movie that the mayor race was a month ago? Why do that? Why establish that the mayor race is done, but you're going to run for mayor anyway? Why not
Because they're putting in a vote.
That and he bit a guy's nose off. You know.
But it's because they're putting in a vote of no confidence against the current mayor.
But why not just,
And anyway.
for ease of story convenience, just make it election time?
It would have been easier, yes.
Like, it makes more sense. Like, oh, well, nobody has an election at Christmas time. Well, it's a fucking show about people running around in pleather suits, dressed as bats and gadgets. Like,
During
you know,
Christmas.
it's the
That's
mayor
a-
race isn't a deal breaker.
I agree with you in the sense that why do to film play script screenplay writers, why do these people create these things that are hard to rationalize, right? You know?
It's making the plot unnecessary.
Yeah,
Like,
unnecessary.
There's zero reason for that convolution.
No, and I do have to go back to the costume, especially Catwoman's costume here for a second too, because this is coming as a woman too. With the athleticism that she does, there's no way she's doing those flips in that corset.
Yeah.
And those high heels and those corsets. You hardly notice a corset till the end of the movie, but every now and again you catch
Yeah,
it in the show.
considering how much your abs have everything to do with being able to do a good flip.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just seeing her turn around, and you just see how tight that thing is on her, right?
Yeah, so there's no way that she.
Oh, I've noticed how tight it is on her.
We all know you.
Your mouth, which I'm pretty sure nobody paid attention to at this point, was bum.
It was pretty, okay?
Yeah, it was. You could snap a dime.
No, I
Bitched about me commenting on Mel Gibson's ass.
Well,
Well, that's why I'm doing it. I'm getting back at you.
I totally agree that there's unnecessary convolution to movie scripts and I would like to understand the rationale behind whoever writer decided to do that. I mean, we know certain things.
Wait, I forgot about that.
Where she sticks the live bird in her mouth.
Yeah.
So why is she eating a live
Because she's a
bird?
cat. Just like he's a penguin, so he eats a fish.
Yeah.
She was a second.
Oh, the bird's not dead, of course. No cats or birds were harmed in the making of this film.
But several penguins blew the fuck up.
Well, they're birds, too.
And several clowns too, apparently.
Well, the clowns are just paper people in this show. You're clowning.
Oh, yeah.
It's like being in Star Trek if you're wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
The clowns are the red shirts of the Batman universe, eh? Like, that's kind of true for almost any Batman movie. You're dressing a clown, you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I like the fact that, unlike most movies, she screwed up her lipstick putting the bird in her mouth, and they never fixed it.
Well, that's good, because what I just noticed is that he was making the shadow puppets, but his hands were in front of his chest, so he would have needed Iron Man's reactor to cast that light. But that's again nitpicking. Yeah.
At least they didn't fix your lipstick.
Yes, that's right.
Why is Max Street, the Christopher Walken character, hitching his wagon to this guy?
Because
Like, why the pagan? Like, oh yeah, they got this
Because he was
disgusting
the
guy.
sympathy factor. He was gaining sympathy of the masses.
and
But
it's,
you look at him on the TV screen, he's clearly evil.
Yeah.
He's clearly evil.
but people aren't seeing that because he's a misunderstood.
Just like Trump.
Yeah, when you see Trump on TV, it's like, he's clearly evil.
But he's misunderstood.
Was Trump thrown over a bridge when he was a small child by Pee Wee Herman?
No, they took away his silver rattle.
Can we just appreciate Michael Gow for a second?
Who's Michael
His
Gow?
name, but Alfred.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Same actor till
he's-
the bitter end.
he's been in more Batman movies than any other one actor.
Yeah. And he was so good.
Yeah.
Didn't they have the commissioner return? I know the commissioner was in Forever. Same actor.
In the Burton ones.
Yeah, it's the same one with the Val Kilmer. I don't know if he was in Batman and Robin, though. If it was the same commissioner or not.
That he would have tied for that role then,
Well,
if that's the
It's
case.
definitely the same Alfred.
Because Alfred was in all four, and he was, I mean, when I close my eyes and I think about Alfred, he's a tall, lean, svelte, penciled, mustached, like the
yeah,
comics.
Something Michael didn't have a mustache.
Kane didn't do that, Michael Caine, but he was still an awesome Alfred. But, yeah.
Again, portrayal.
Yeah.
I do think this is the best Alfred. Michael
It is.
Gow, I think he's...
And-
you close your eyes, you think of Alfred, and that's who you think of.
And also, he didn't solve Batman's problems.
That always kind of...
He was more, like where Michael Caine kind of helped a lot, and then in the Batman, the new one,
Not Jeremy Irons.
Andy Serkis?
Andy Serkis was the brains of the outfit.
Yeah.
Can we point out in this one, at this point too, the Snow Princess just happens to be in a circus tent? Made out of tarps?
Well, because she's the Snow Princess.
In a circus tent?
Yeah, the movie's got a movie. Like,
She looks like she'd be really ugly.
Well, you could have put her in a hotel room, and he could have walked into a hotel room.
they're really working hard to make the Penguin very Joker-like in this.
Very much so.
Like, giving all these circus stuff.
And
Yeah.
it's the Addams Family house.
Okay, I forgot to bring this up earlier, but the beginning of the movie, the bat signal goes off, okay? And then Bruce Wayne's sitting there, and then all the bat signals go inside the building.
Yeah.
Now, if you had company over,
You said you could bring this up.
not on the air though,
Not on
didn't
the
you?
air. No.
Okay. I just remember.
Yeah, so all of a sudden you're having tea with your neighbor.
Yeah, oh, there's a
What the
bat
hell is this?
Oh, it's my exterior lighting. There's a crack in it that's in the shape of a bat.
You sure you're not Batman? No. This
I'm not I'm not Batman.
yeah. Why are you going to that little clock? Oh, no reason.
Clock, was it? Did he ever use a clock
Oh,
for that?
Adam West goes in a clock. I guess he goes into a torture.
I thought Adam West went into Shakespeare.
He sticks his
Oh yeah,
hand
he put.
He with the William Shakespeare head, tips it back, hits a button.
and Michael
And then the
Keaton-
poles.
Yeah.
And then he slid down the poles.
And Michael Keaton sticks his arm in a fish tank.
And Bale uses a piano keys.
Does Bale use a piano keys?
Yeah.
I remember Alfred used it. I don't remember seeing it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the Bale version
Yeah.
used the piano keys.
This is why Bale can't be my Batman. He doesn't slide down a pole.
That's what she said. Honestly, Bale is my least favorite Batman. I said, and I am a massive Christian Bale fan. Everything else he's done has been
See, I
phenomenal.
I can respect that opinion. I think Bale had some of the best Batman movies, even though he himself was not necessarily the best Batman.
100%.
And that's kind of where I'm at too. I think Affleck was in some of the lesser of the Batman movies, but he was the better Batman. And we could sit and argue about or point out the
So
perspective.
there's this one flaw that I've noticed with the Keaton Batman and the Affleck Batman. They both move kind of slow. You guys ever notice that?
Stoicism?
No, they just
Yeah,
in a fight and it's like walking over and then kind of punch somebody. Like I don't.
Okay, so there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
Go
for
ahead.
Keaton, it's probably that damn suit.
But Keaton's exactly the suit.
But it's because they're presenting that air of wisdom of I can defeat you 44 ways in half a second, and I know this because you're not trained. Blah blah blah. So that is the stoicism. When you get into like the Ben Affleck warehouse scene, you know, like that's
an amazing.
It is. And that's where Batman has to move. He's quick, he's fast, whatever. But when Batman's in this, it's like he can kill a man in 123 ways with one finger. That's the stoicism wisdom of ninjahood. I'm making up words.
There's literally a scene where he stands there, someone takes something out of his hand and uses that to attack him. Like towards the end, the Penguin Michael Keaton just stands there, and he's got like the clicker in his hand, and then he allows the Penguin to be like, take it out, and he's like, oh, you took the clicker.
I can't argue until I see it,
Yeah,
but
it's
I'll take your word for it at the moment.
I'll bring it up when that scene happens.
A lot of that too, like we're saying the deciding it and everything too. A lot of it is scripting.
Movie's got a movie?
Exactly.
Movies.
Who said that?
You guys several times.
Well, I said it last week a couple times.
I wasn't here.
No, last week. Last week when you did Lethal Weapon. Not the time before when we did...
Yeah, no, last week. Yeah, no.
Man, it's gonna be really funny if we like mix up the release order.
I already labeled, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Movie match. There's
Podcast magic.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh.
You know, going back to Michelle Pfeiffer, because we should always go back to Michelle Pfeiffer. Even watching her in Ant-Man, she still looks amazing. And she looks natural still. That's what I really...
That was the only thing I liked about Ant-Man.
I mean, wasn't the ants?
I liked Michael Douglas.
No, actually, the first Ant-Man was top tier Marvel. It was good. It was really good.
Everybody's pretty well admitted that Quantumania was a letdown, so...
Oh yeah, so was the Ant-Man and Wasp. It was.
I really enjoyed Quantum.
It was enjoyable.
Of course you would.
Not a good movie.
The only thing that I didn't like about Quantum Medium...
Say it's MODOK.
Oh, no, I fucking... That was... You couldn't do...
Oh my god!
It was impossible to seriously
So
do
why
MODOK.
did they do it?
Why do it?
Why? Especially making him like his buddy from the first movie there.
And I thought that was a perfect way to bring back Cross, and I love that version of MODOK. I'm not even gonna lie. I legitimately, I don't want to say that was the peak of that movie for me, but like,
If that is even close to the peak of that movie, that is very telling. That is very telling.
The problem with me for that one is that Kang is supposed to be the next big threat in the Marvel universe.
You know what
They bring him down with ants.
You know what the first problem I had with that movie? The minute they said, "Oh, there's something in the Quantumverse I never told you." That convoluted bullshit to oh, we never thought of how to create this. Oh, let's figure out a stupid way to do it. Oh, I never told you this, that there was this ultimate blah, blah, blah. And from that moment on, I knew it was all downhill.
I can appreciate that point of view because I hate that too. I hate when movies do that. Like, just fucking tell us what the fuck's going on. You have no reason to keep this a secret. And like, she literally had no reason not to talk
Are
about
you
it.
suggesting that him being taken out by a bunch of ants would be like Starro being taken out by a bunch of rats? As silliness and ridiculousness? I agree with you there. I think that's a very good point you made. Anyway.
At this part, they've got all the wires out for the Batmobile.
Oh, thank you.
Put on a little device.
Oh, yes, you got to rewire the entire vehicle.
Put on a little device.
Yeah, it's a magnet box. That's all it is. Batmobile to put that on. You guys needed to crawl underneath of it.
Right?
Oh, you're not a mechanic, Laura. You don't know how these things work.
I'm obviously smarter than them, and...
Have you ever taken over a Batmobile before? I think not.
That Batmobile has more wire limits than my house does.
Lady Hawk.
What about Lady Hawk?
That was Michelle Pfeiffer, the first one I remembered.
Oh, was that?
And I only remembered now because this triggered my memory.
I haven't seen Lady Hawk in eons. Isn't that
Yeah.
the guy from Ferris Bueller in that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Matthew Broderick.
Yep.
Yeah. I used to have that on VHS, I remember.
See, there's the little box and all the wires. And literally all he does is take a screwdriver and go poke, and it turns on. And yet it's miraculously on the bottom of the Batmobile.
Okay, let's talk about Batman's incompetence right here. Like, she's standing on the ledge here, like the prince, the Snow Princess, right? And like, hey, get her to fuck off the ledge, right?
But he said don't move.
Yeah, why wouldn't you tell her to get the fuck off the ledge instead of don't move?
Why didn't she not just get off the ledge on her own?
Yeah. He stood there, let the penguin throw that umbrella at her. It opened up with bats. He stood there and didn't grab her and didn't move until she was falling off.
And he allowed her to fall.
And if she was a love interest, he would have swooped down and got her in time.
But she turned on.
Or if she was played by a more well-known actress.
But that was after the 90s. The 90s, they always say the love interest. Man, look at Keaton's boob.
I was gonna say, his side boob is pretty impressive. That rubber, I tell you.
It was very tasteful.
Corey, you need to settle down in this scene.
Oh my God!
Becky, look at her butt.
So Michelle Pfeiffer not only did Grease 2, she also did Hairspray 2.
Oh wow!
So this is like it's like poor white Hairspray 2, white lipstick.
They made a second one?
Yeah, and it was it did not give me a date probably because they're trying to hide it from. There's no date on it.
Yeah. We already had the first one with John Travolta in a fat woman suit.
Oh, it was canceled. It was made and then canceled.
Can't
But
imagine
she
why.
was still in Hairspray.
Yeah, she was in. Oh, she was in Hairspray 1? Oh, okay, at least that's fair enough.
She was the mom. The TV producer mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really? She had to have been quite young by then.
Wow, this is
So,
I feel so
No,
male
it's
right
just
now.
John Travolta. What they did?
oh, okay. She was in like 3 movies with John Travolta then.
Yes.
3 or 4, at least. Sorry, anyway.
So why do you guys think he shoots that one henchman that's just like trying to be the voice of reason?
He doesn't want to drown the babies.
He's just like,
Obviously.
Everybody has limits, man.
He's okay kidnapping.
I'll kill adults, but babies?
poor henchman trying to be
So
the...
much.
I think we've got to get to the point where we're going to start wrapping this up a little bit, eh, guys?
Why, I got nowhere to go in the morning. I actually don't even have to be at work right at 8.
Oh, wow, lucky you guys brag about it.
Oh, sorry.
That might have been a direct jab. I could be wrong. So,
Well, I gotta go. I gotta get an MRI in the morning. So whatever.
good times.
Yeah, I get to sleep through
That's
that.
an off-air discussion. Hopefully nothing bad.
No. No. I'm good. It's all for my. Yeah, it's just my shoulder. I'm getting old. It's what happens when you get old.
You're pretty old, Mike.
I have my shoulder screwed up.
You're also
I've
pretty
had
old.
2 cortisone shots in it already, and
Oh, I've had one, and they wanted to do an MRI before I go to the second one. Wonder how many Batman has had.
Well,
I need to
Dale's
record
had a
it,
lot.
so
I don't know. He gets stabbed and things, you know.
You think he's
Put a
all
little bit of ointment on it.
some
Some
ancient?
dirt on it.
You know, I bet you he's into healing oils and stuff like that, right? Like essential oils.
I suppose there's Raja Ghul he's taught him healing meditation and
But at the
stuff.
same token, he's loaded. He can buy whatever fix he needs.
But no, he gets stabbed and he just calls Alfred and just realignment. Are you in much pain?
Stand again.
Not really.
Well, Christian Bale used a woman's hair tie around his leg, and it shrunk up, and now all of a sudden his knee was good.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine now.
Wow.
How did he get the woman's hair tie around his knee?
I don't know. That was, yeah, the third best Bale
The third best
Batman movie.
I think it's better than Begins.
Are you serious?
I am 100%.
Batman Rises is better than Batman Begins?
Yeah.
Oh, you're drunk.
I really, 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 really liked Tom Hardy's character. Again, not Bane.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Hardy's character more than I liked Liam Neeson's character. So that's why I would agree with Jeff. So
Raj Al Ghul got too cartoony in the end. Like the whole.
I don't understand your definition of cartoony.
Like.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all little.
Yeah, but there was nothing cartoony about the character. But
He was very Buster Bunny. Very Buster Bunny.
yeah. I mean, Batman Begins, just like New Hope, just like every other beginning of any trilogy, offers so much information that there's a certain amount that you can't have three without one.
I really enjoyed the first half of that movie. I enjoyed that journey, but I didn't like the train plot and the monorail through the thing. That's about the only major flaw. I feel like Begins was there to like lay the groundwork for something greater later on. And Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
Again, we talked about, was it last week we talked about, do you think they had in mind a trilogy when they did the Lethal Weapon 1? And we don't think they did, but I think Batman Begins was totally written for the sake of the next two movies. Yeah.
No, Batman Begins was supposed...
Hence the title Begins.
It was supposed to be the beginning of this trilogy, or quadrilogy, however you want to... Or two movies, or it was supposed to be a trilogy... tie into the Burton trilogy, but then it became its own trilogy, so they kind of had a backdoor plot.
You think that Christopher Nolan was hired to create a prequel kind of thing to the Burtonverse?
That's what I think. I think it was they sat on the fence about it, right? That they were just kind of like, okay.
Before he started writing.
If this was...
What's that?
His brother wrote it.
Yeah.
If this is a super smash hit, we'll make another one. If this one gets kind of a moderate hit, well, it's a prequel to The Burns. What I totally think it was.
I think that they totally planned on doing a trilogy, and maybe that was a fallback plan, but there was no connection between the two other than the monorail.
In the first Batman Begins and the first Batman, there's a little bit of... They go super art deco.
You said it literally a little bit.
Yeah.
Burton knows Gotham design.
They're a little bit more grounded in realism. Like, there's not quite so much deco in the very first one.
In
There's
Begins.
quite a bit.
In Begins? Are we referring to in this one?
Batman.
I mean, the scenery is definitely deco. You know, it is. You know, it's
Gothic.
Yeah, it definitely is. But that, you know, you can write in any story you want into a whether it's deco punk or steampunk into that story and arc it. But I mean, they definitely was the animated series was off of the Burton visuals. You know, totally. You know, it's that deco punk vibe.
But again, Gotham City, so of course
Yeah.
it's Gothic. Until the Nolanverse came and they grounded everything.
They grounded everything. They kept in the monorail, which I thought was the best.
I think Batman Begins is the only one that's sort of Gothic, and then it's like Chicago.
I didn't find it Gothic at all. It's darker. It's the darkest of the. Well, I shouldn't say darkest, but I mean.
It's the only one that has any, and it doesn't have a lot of them. I'm not gonna say it's Art Deco, but it's the only one that has any of that feel to it.
Well, okay, the only thing in Batman Begins I got of they wanted to delve into the ghetto per se kind of thing, the dark side, the what do they call it?
Underbelly.
No, the what do they call it in the second one? There's a reference across the bridge. It's the yeah. No, it's the second one that no, maybe it was
The second one, or the third one, I mean.
Yeah.
there's a reference to the
Inspiration.
well, the reference to across the bridge. They closed the bridge so that nobody could get out.
Yeah. The second best of that trilogy.
No, no, the one where Commissioner Gordon actually got it. I got to get one of these. That was 2.
But they closed off the bridge in this third one.
Because of the water, because they wanted to close off the segment to. I can't.
I still think that's the third one. Anyway, we're watching a movie in the background here.
Corey, because you'd recognize him better than this. The one part, the guy that's driving the train while they're kidnapping all the kids, he was not. He was one of the actors from the Rob Zombie movies, was he not?
I don't.
He's the guy from Gold.
Excuse me.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. No.
Can we talk about a terrible plan this is? Like, why don't we kidnap all the firstborn children, sneak them in this fucking train that sticks out like a sore thumb? Like, oh, Batman's not gonna find this train.
But it's the whole circus train thing. Again, they're going to circus with the whole thing, too.
Yeah, which is a very Joker thing.
Very much so.
But, like, Penguin's surprised that he didn't get away with his plan when he sends him in a fucking circus train. Like, well, how did Batman discover us? Well, I don't know. You
Maybe the big
Well-
damn train.
And he gets all pissed off, but the letter specifically states the firstborn children of Gotham can't join you two.
And how does Batman know that?
Well, I think we're.
Like, did he torture the bad guys?
No, he immediately killed him.
Yeah. Right.
I'm fixated.
Seriously. Maybe he's going to put on fire again. That we saw off screen.
I'm fixated on the fact that Richard Burton did these Batmans before we. What's that?
Or Tim.
Tim Burton.
Or Tim Burton. Sorry, who's Richard Burton? The actor. Richard Burton's the actor. Yeah, Tim Burton made this movie before we hit the era of we needed to ground our heroes in reality.
Christopher Nolan created that in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. But I mean, in this point, this was the excitement, the reaching beyond. We didn't want to be grounded in reality.
We wanted
To explore.
to leave.
And yeah, we wanted to escape. Nolan grounded
That's what
everything.
comics were created for. They were an escape.
Yeah, Nolan grounded us, and then other movies continued to try and ground us more. But this, when we tried it, and you talked about earlier, are you talking about rationality or physics? Don't do that in this one.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
There are penguins walking with rockets on their back.
because yeah,
Radio control.
there you go.
In the sewer. Yes.
We're trying to rationalize and ground in reality the fact that penguins are walking with rockets on their backs. I'm going to have another sip of rum.
So before we have totally dead batteries here, Corey, we're doing okay. We're doing okay, but
It's getting late.
Corey, what genre is this? Where do you put it?
Oh, this branches out.
Funny. And I mean, as much as I agree, it's technically a Christmas movie. I would not put this in a Christmas section. I would keep it in just in action, even in December.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to agree.
I agree. This was less Christmassy than I wanted it to
It's a movie
be.
that took place at Christmas.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, how about I put it this way? Is it a Christmas movie, guys?
No.
You're saying no.
No. It is one of my favorites to watch during Christmas, yes, but it's not a Christmas movie.
It's more Christmassy than Lethal Weapon, I find.
I disagree.
I have to disagree.
Well, I guess there is the Christmas supper at the end of Lethal Weapon, so maybe
There's also the music.
The music, yeah, the soundtrack does connect them.
You know what? I actually.
Fine, I can see.
Let's not want to put any words in my mouth. Okay, but I backed off that this is more Christmassy than Beethoven.
I feel-
music, but there is more Christmas stuff in here. I find.
I don't know.
There's actually quite a lot more Christmas stuff. I mean,
Is there?
between the wreath, the trees, the party with all the presents on the head and everything.
In like every second scene, there's something Christmassy.
Christopher Walken throwing presents to the crowd. But it doesn't have the same feel. So for me, it would stay in action, actually.
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone found the Christmas spirit in this movie, eh?
Oh, definitely not.
No.
Where Mel Gibson definitely by the end of Lethal Weapon found the Christmas spirit. Yeah.
There was, well, I mean, we're not quite at the end where Batman realizes
That he loves Selena.
that he loves something more than himself, and that you know, Michelle or Catwoman is, you know, there is that Christmassy element.
Here again.
But I feel like Returns is an argument to support Die Hard more than anything.
To support Die Hard. Interesting. I'm curious to see how this conversation continues next week. To see how this supports Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
Well, no,
I guess I can.
I shouldn't say supports. Where it's in the vortex of Die Hard. Die Hard is clearly a Christmas movie. Where this, because there's Christmas elements into it, it tries to enter the world of Die Hard, but it doesn't quite do it as well.
I didn't realize Batman Returns was trying to be Die Hard.
Okay, are you going to take everything I say literally?
It's not that it's trying to be...
Obviously.
I think Mike's coming from on this one. It's not that it's trying to be Die Hard, but it's got the same feel.
Yeah,
It's in that swirl,
Yeah.
like you said.
the Christmas swirl.
Yes.
I love this rubber duck. Okay, can it be as bask in the glory
Well,
of this
first of
sunshine?
all, it's not rubber.
Okay, yes, but it,
This amphibian of a duck that goes upstairs.
who doesn't want that machine?
It's the tank duck.
It's an Argo with a giant duck on top of
Meanwhile, Batman
it.
is...
And you can tell that Batman's like a spoiled billionaire because he's just like, I'm just gonna crash this fucking thing up the side of a hill. Guess doesn't give a fuck.
Rude.
Guess doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a duck.
Aw.
Ducking hell.
So, for final thoughts today, I want to go a little bit different. I wanted to hear how everyone ranks this in their pantheon of Batman movies.
Okay, but hang on, Jeff. Where would you put this one in the video store?
In the video store,
If Christmas was an option.
Do we have a comic book movie section yet?
No.
we're working on it. We're working on it. You know what? I concede. I think you guys are right. This goes in action. It belongs in action.
What about you, Corey?
No, yeah, no,
He
totally.
conceded.
Totally action.
Yeah, but he never stated where it was going.
Totally action. Totally.
Nobody's putting this in drama.
No.
Not this one.
There's
I would argue the first one has more drama than this one.
Anime.
No, manga, the one you read backwards.
I'll tell you where I'm not
I don't
putting
do
this.
Japanese anything.
It's going in family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it does not belong. If there's any Batman movie that does not belong in the family section, this is it. The bad guy.
Not Dark Knight.
The bad guy makes so many sexual references.
Oh, is this the scene you were referring to before?
Yeah, where he just like casually knocks a thing out of his hand and he just stands there. And he murders all these fucking penguins.
And I love the fact that the penguins, before they shoot off the rockets, they like snap their hands, their goggles fall into their eyes.
Anyway,
No.
we're saying
Okay.
final thoughts.
And the penguins don't die.
God damn it, Laura.
No, the penguins totally die. Like, watch this. Everything's gonna blow up. Like, where are these penguins getting off to? Everything's on fire.
But they're blowing up the zoo. The penguins don't
Batman
die.
just totally let him blow up the zoo.
How many monkeys died in this?
Batman's in the zoo. I'm not even going to comment on that one.
This has such Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas vibes.
If you notice, the zoo was completely empty.
Except for the thousands of penguins.
Yeah.
Well, dozens, not thousands.
They were on the bridge on the outside of the zoo, damn it.
Oh, look, the dead. So, I want to hear everyone's ranking in the pantheons of Batman. Corey, where do you rank this among Batman?
Okay, how many do we have? We need a number.
Yeah, 4 of these, 3, 1, that's 8, 9 if you count West.
Let's not.
But there's 2 Justice League and Batman vs Superman.
Okay, so that doesn't count as a Batman.
10, 11. So technically it's 11.
Taking out
How about this? How about this? We're going to count, since we got to establish rules here, after 89 and only solos. Okay?
Okay, so intentional Batman movies. How does it rank?
After 89. Because, like, everything prior, I don't think...
Yeah, so... It's
not culturally relevant. Not that I don't think Adam West is culturally relevant, but...
So Burton initiated the Batman world cinematically up till
So
modern
7.
times.
7 is the number.
That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Pattinson.
Forgot about that. Anyway,
6 high or 6 good?
6 low.
6 low?
Yeah, it's 6 out of 8.
6 out of 8. Okay.
Not another range.
What are the 2 underneath it?
What's it called? Batman and Robin,
Okay.
and
Batman Forever?
I have a guilty pleasure for that movie. So.
Okay.
Maybe 7 actually, because
Really?
as
Alright.
much as I didn't enjoy the Batman per se, it is a much better movie.
See, I would have thought the Tim Burton-ism that you would have ranked this one higher.
Well, Batman '89 is number 2 for me.
See,
So
and for me, I would rank it a lot higher than you. I'd rank it as 3.
So, okay.
Oh, okay. And that's just the scene where Batman took off his mask and it's clearly cheap latex from
he
the...
doesn't have a black around his eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, where does the makeup go around his eyes?
He pulls it off with the mask.
Yeah, that's how.
Anyway, so Laura, you put it at what?
I put it at a 3.
3, which is, what's your top 2 then?
Yeah, I wanted to hear your top two.
Batman. Like the first
The Batman? Or this
89
one?
Batman. 89 Batman.
89 Batman.
Okay.
And then I actually have a guilty pleasure for Batman and Robin.
And I respect that.
And Robin is...
I don't agree, but I respect it.
Is Batman and Robin number 1 or number 2?
2.
Wow, I guess was
I-
not expecting that.
I think they cast Dick Grayson really well in the next 2, and he makes it better,
Yeah.
and that to me, so I can totally respect that, so.
Yeah, I don't like Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl,
Yeah.
but
Not the best choice, but Anyway.
Her character origin was awesome.
We all have, yeah,
This is my niece.
the butler's niece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's wrong with it just being Barbara Gordon?
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways,
I always had a soft spot for Yvonne Craig back in the day.
Who's that?
That's Batgirl from Adam West.
the other Batgirl from Adam West. Eartha Kitt was the
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
right. That was Yvonne Craig.
Yeah, it was Yvonne Craig.
Oh no, I'm thinking Yvonne DiCarlo. Sorry, that was Morticia.
So, Mike, where do you rank this in your pantheon of...
I would say 5. I'm thinking. Yeah, it's not as good as the first Burton Batman. Not as I like I like the Kilmer a little bit better, and the rest kind of fall.
Your 6, 7, 8.
Let me. I got to start at the top. I haven't officially decided, but it's like Dark Knight, the Batman are kind of interchangeable. Then Begins. Then the original Keaton, 89. Then this one. then Kilmer. Is that then Clooney.
And then, did you have Rises?
And then, no, actually, Rises, then Clooney. And I don't blame Clooney. I wish he would shut the fuck up. Because it's not his fault. He didn't screw up Batman. It was the director and the writer.
Well, I think that was some studio interference too. Like Schumacher's.
Well, yeah.
And Bat nipples.
No, Kilmer had
Bad credit card.
that. Yeah, the credit card, yes, but Kilmer had nipples before Clooney.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes, he did. Google it, mother. Yeah, Kilmer had nipples. They are just attaching and attacking Clooney because.
We are definitely.
And yeah, Batgirl didn't. Go figure.
Yeah, like.
That is the one thing we share as a human being. We both have nipples.
Yeah.
Why is one more taboo than the other?
Yeah, that's true.
We should have been Batman nipples to begin with.
That's fine.
Okay, but that's
Either 100% or 0.
okay, but
Nothing
that's
in
going
between.
into the whole point at that point where women and showing breasts, even nipples, it was just bad. Okay, like that was bad. Even breastfeeding, it's like, what the fuck? So, yeah.
I mean, I was kidding, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Jeffrey.
So for me, I've got a tough time placing the Batman because like I've seen it once and I'm still very on the fence on how I feel about that movie. So the Batman itself is going to trip me up, but I would probably put this out of 8. I want to say this is 4 out of 8.
4 out of 8. So.
It's really weird for Jeff and I to have a higher ranking than either of you two, just saying.
Yeah, I don't know if this is 4. It might be 5. I'm just trying to figure it out in my head because for me it goes Dark Knight Rises, then this one. Yeah, so this is 4. And I've got a soft spot for Forever and this one for like nostalgia purposes. Like I owned all the action figures from this, but I didn't like it as a kid. But I had so much Batman Returns stuff as a kid that like I felt like I should have liked
Early
the movie.
90s, they always marketed the not kid movies as kid movies. Terminator 2 had toys. That is not a freaking kid movie.
Well, and this was by far not a kid's movie
No.
at all.
The film was very dark, which, again, is probably why I liked it so much, but...
I honestly, as much as I didn't put it last, I can't get into this movie.
The two issues I had dropped down was the mask tear. It was just a really weird thing, and the fact that Selena Kyle did not have to kiss the taser with him, in order to kill him, and it felt that was just like.
Taking away for that portrayal, like just looking at it film wise, is her way of releasing Batman or Bruce Wayne,
Or at least releasing herself,
But it also makes him believe, okay, she's gone.
Yeah.
So mourn me now because I'm not coming back to her.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say something that Corey's not going to like, but can we all agree this is the best cast Batman movie?
Yes.
No, I don't know. I'd have to sit and think about that one for a while. I mean, there's great people in there. Like I said, I think Christopher Walken's overrated. I think Pfeiffer's underrated. That you have an argument there.
I don't
For
like
sure.
What's His Pickle as an action.
I've never met What's His Pickle.
Oh, Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's a phenomenal actor.
Well,
I think.
I love Aaron Eckhart. I don't like him in action movies. Like I think of Aaron Eckhart, I think of Thank You for Smoking, and that's where he shines, right?
Oh, what was that Battlefield he did?
Oh,
He was so good in that.
I couldn't get into that one, right? I
Yeah.
think top to bottom, and like, it's just it's just fun to watch Christopher Walken. Okay, but,
I don't agree. I'm not a fan of him.
I like Danny DeVito as the Penguin. Like, even though that's not the Penguin, I'm like with the Heath Ledger.
The villains were cast well in this movie.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer was outstanding. I like this. I like this Keaton Batman a lot, though he is better in the first one. But I do like this one. My unpopular opinion.
Bob Kane was a consultant.
And then
Well,
what?
that's right before he died, I would imagine.
Yeah, and then Bill Finger finally got credit. But anyway, sorry. Yeah.
But I guess we better wrap it up.
Are we gonna give it a rating? Like
Oh, yeah, totally.
out of the Pantheon, but I'm talking like.
Oh, make it quick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, me 2.5.
4.
I think it is a 6 on being well done, but it's a 7 likability.
I think it's a Temple of Doom with some Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, that sounds about right from Jeff, I think. Yeah. No, I think it is. You're building off of Temple of Doom on this one, but
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's the Temple of Doom aspect of it.
I mean, the next two Batman start dipping into Crystal Skull, so you know.
It's true, but geez.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin might be. If we ever do Batman and Robin, I think that might be my first Crystal Skull ranking.
Yeah. Something I want to do in the future is I do want to do movies that we don't like, that
We'll
are
get there.
well received, but yeah, whatever. So.
But we gotta say goodnight.
Well, tonight I'm excited. Next week is Christmas Eve. We will have fun and talk about the greatest Christmas movie ever.
Laura,
Do I get to say the movie?
Nope.
Damn it.
you're supposed to say goodnight.
Okay, good night.
Mike,
What am I supposed to say? Good night? Is that what I'm supposed to say?
well, you can say
Merry Christmas, everybody! Now that it's only a week away, so or whatever. So.
All right.
same bat time, same bat channel, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Woo!